Hey, everybody, this is Josh, the 980 Know It All, coming to you live right now. It is September 4th. It is a Tuesday, that's right, because yesterday was Labor Day. So, you know what? Hope everybody had a nice Labor Day, watched some baseball, had some nice weather. I know there was a few places across the U.S. where it was pretty hot. Here in the Northwest, I think we hit like 74. Today's supposed to hit 79. Tomorrow we'll hit low 80s, but then we're dropping back down to the low 70s, which is perfectly fine. It is September, kind of watching some fall ball. I don't really want to burn up and, have red arms all winter long. So I'm okay with it cooling down a little bit. I don't want to get too cold. I don't like snow, don't like ice. So, if you can stay in the 60s and 70s, I'm perfect with that. You can play baseball or softball, have a lot of fun with that type of weather. So it is September. Things are going crazy in baseball. It is the final stretch. The pennant races are heating up, and I am having so much fun checking the scores, checking the standings each day, because it seems like every day things have changed in at least one of the races. Now, there are a few races where they're still pretty locked up. You got the American League East, you got Boston, who's still 8.5 games up, and I don't think that's going to change. I think there was a time where Boston started to stumble a little bit, and the Yankees seemed to get hot, but that didn't last long enough for there to be a big move, a big shift. Boston has right now the number one seed. I think they're going to probably hold on to that. I think they're going to kind of cruise to the end. It might get a little bit closer in that race, but I don't see the Yankees catching up. Not that the Yankees are a bad team or not playing well. It's just when you got 8.5 game lead and you're talking 3 weeks left, it makes it a lot harder. Maybe there's 4 weeks left, but we're getting close to the end. There's not a lot of time left, not a lot of games. It just makes it tough. So I got Boston holding on there. The Central, even bigger lead, 14 games. You got the Cleveland Indians. They're going to take it. There's no doubt. Minnesota, they had to get rid of guys. They're not holding on. They're not playing as well as they could. Yeah, they're going to fall out. Not going to make the playoffs. Not going to be a wild card. They've gotten a lot better. Last year, obviously, they made the wild card, and, I think that team's still overperforming. I think they're still not as great as they're actually playing. I think they're overperforming, and I think with a few key additions, they can be really good and compete in that Central. But AL Central, Cleveland's got it. It's done. The AL West, this one's surprising because I've always said that I thought the Astros would just walk away with this one. And first, the Mariners were giving them a push. And now the Oakland A's, the team that I was quite confident would come in last or second to last in the AL West. And here they are. They are 2.5 games out of the AL West spot. And if they somehow overtake the Astros, that's going to be huge. That puts the Astros into a one-game playoff once again against the Yankees. And who knows what's going to happen there. I think that you get a team like the Yankees that can hit home runs. You get in and 3 guys get big shots, and you can win a game that way. So, Houston can do the same thing. They got some big boppers as well, some great hitters, great pitching as well. But, you don't want to be in a one-game playoff, especially against a team like New York. So, Houston's got to hold on to give themselves the best chance of repeating as World Series champions. But the Oakland A's, they're not going away, and they are definitely my surprise team of the year. I did not think that they would be able to do what they're doing. I know St. Louis over the National League, I can understand they're playing good, but they're not quite as big of a surprise as Oakland is to me. So we'll talk about St. Louis in a little bit. Wild card race. You got the Yankees, like I said, the A's right there. Mariners still 5.5 games out. Not out of range, but that's definitely a pretty big hill to climb to get there, especially with the A's playing the way they're doing. And they're not going to catch the Yankees being 9 games behind them. So the Mariners only have one chance. That's to overtake the A's. And, maybe the A's stumble and the Mariners can catch up to them. But the Mariners just haven't had a great team performance all year long. They've had great pitching at stretches. Offenses clicked at stretches, but nothing that seems to have been all year long. Nothing that seems to be, long term or, weeks at a time. Just kind of a few games here, a few games there. And, the Mariners with a run differential that's negative, and yet they still have a winning record. So I don't think they'll catch. I hope they do, because once again, I hope they make the playoffs, kind of break the streak. Being a Mariner fan, I want to see them in the playoffs, but unfortunately, I don't think this is going to be the year. Nationally, this is where this gets fun in the National League. They are tight in every single race. The Braves and the Phillies, only 4 games apart. Braves are leading right now. I think the Braves hold on, but the Phillies have made this interesting. They are a team that you just can't sleep on. Another addition during the offseason, and they might be a front runner for the NL East. They're going to be pushing it with the Braves for a long time. They're both young teams, lots of talent. So I'm pumped to see where these teams go and how they finish out the season. Braves are scary. If they go in, as I believe they're number 2 seed right now, man, they're going to be dangerous. They've got lots of hitting, guys who are young enough to not know the difference between pressure and no pressure games. They just go out and play for fun. And the Braves could be a dangerous team this year, and I'm excited to watch them. I've enjoyed watching them a few times in the last couple of weeks on MLB TV. Just turn on my Roku and listen, watching the game, seeing what's going on. The Central, this one's gotten interesting. You got the Cubs in first. Milwaukee's 4 out. St. Louis is 5.5 out, and St. Louis has been playing lights out. It seems like the last month and a half. I mean, I consider them dead and gone by the All-Star break, and now all of a sudden they're second place for the wild card. They're making a run for the NL Central, and that's amazing. When you fire a coach, you bring another one, you have a run like that. That's unique. That's pretty special. Good team. They have a lot of young guys as well, so they've got a future. Something that's could make a difference. I think the Cubs will hold on to it though, only because they've started to get hot as well. But I'm hoping for someone other than the Cubs. Not really a Cubs fan. Okay, NL West. This one is the most intriguing of all the races. Right now, and I say as of right now, because literally throughout the day this changes with the teams playing. I think like one day the Rockies were half game up, and the Dodgers finished their game, which put them a half game up, and back and forth and back and forth. And so the West right now, the Rockies are leading it by a half game over the Dodgers, and the Diamondbacks are only a game and a half back. So that one's still up in the air. Had you asked me a couple of days ago, I would have said, man, it's Dodgers. Dodgers are hot. They're going through it. I think they're going to take it. But right now, I'm kind of looking at the Rockies going, they might have a shot to take that. And more than just a shot, they're playing like they want it. And so that's a team that I'm not going to sleep on. If I had to pick, I have to pick the Dodgers because they've been there. They've won it the last couple of years. They've won that division. And, the other teams have competed but have faltered at the end. So right now, until someone proves, that they're the team to take the West, I got to say it's the Dodgers. Got to say it's the Dodgers, especially with September call-ups. Now their bullpen's deeper. They have more guys on the bench to be pinch hitters, pinch runners. I'm going to go with the Dodgers winning that division, but the Rockies are right there with them, in my opinion. Diamondbacks could be, but after this last weekend where the Dodgers took 3 out of 4, I think that's a knife in the back that just kind of ends their chances. Now, they could get hot. They've got great players, so I'm not going to count them out. Last race in the National League is the wild card, and once again, Milwaukee's got the lead in that. St. Louis, game and a half back. Dodgers are a game behind St. Louis. The Diamondbacks, the Phillies. The Nationals are technically still in it, but they're 7 games out, and they traded guys away, so I don't count them. So that one's going to be interesting because I kind of think that only one team from the Central and one team from the West will go. I don't think it's going to be 2 teams from one division alone. So whether that's the Dodgers slipping in, the Rockies slipping in, St. Louis or Milwaukee falling out, not sure how it's going to play out